You make it to 70 and think, I'm still here. And that's true. But being here isn't the same as living well. You've come this far, through noise and joy and heartbreak, and now every moment matters more. But something else starts creeping in. The body grows quieter in its warnings, but the risks grow louder if you ignore them. These 7 health issues, they aren't just medical notes on a chart. They're the slow fate of the days you still want to fill. Pay attention. Not to be afraid, but to stay alive in the ways that count. 7. Don't let your heart fall behind. Your heart has been beating every second since the day you were born, without asking for much, without taking a break. And now that you're over 70, it still does its job, faithfully, quietly. But it's getting tired. It's not as efficient as it once was. The vessels it pumps through are less flexible. The pressure against them builds. And if you're not careful, what was once a strong, steady rhythm can shift into something fragile. High blood pressure doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't announce itself with sirens. But over time, it chips away at your strength. It forces your heart to work overtime. The walls thicken, the arteries narrow, and eventually, a single moment, a skipped beat, a blocked vessel, can become life-changing. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for people over 70, but that doesn't mean it's inevitable. It means it's common. And when something's common, it's easy to ignore, until it's not. The solution isn't complicated, but it does require commitment. You need to move every day, a slow walk, a stretch, anything to keep blood flowing. Eat foods that love you back, less salt, more greens, more water, less sugar. Prioritize sleep like it's medicine, because it is. Check your blood pressure regularly, even when you feel fine. The heart doesn't complain until it's close to breaking, and by then, it's often too late. Your heart has carried you through grief, excitement, love, and loss. It's the part of you that holds every emotion you've ever felt. Isn't it time you cared for it the same way it's cared for you? 6. Protect the mind that holds your story. Your mind is your home. Every face you've loved, every name you've spoken, every room you've walked through, it all lives inside your memory. But after 70, that home can feel like it's dimming. You forget where you put things. You search for words that used to come easily. You lose your train of thought in the middle of a sentence. You start asking yourself, is this normal? Or is something changing? Cognitive decline doesn't shout, it creeps in. It rearranges small details at first. You forget an appointment. You repeat a story. You blank on the name of someone you've known for decades. And over time, those little slips can grow into something bigger, into conditions like dementia or Alzheimer's disease that start erasing pieces of you. But it doesn't have to get there. Not if you act early. Not if you treat your brain like the living, breathing organ that it is. One that thrives on challenge, activity, and connection. To read more, play word games, do puzzles, write letters, listen to music, speak to people who make you think. Learn something new, even if it feels small. Physical movement matters too. Blood flow fuels brain health. So does healthy food. Good fats, colorful fruits, and vegetables rich in antioxidants. And don't underestimate the power of conversation. Every talk you have is a workout for your memory, your language, your attention. Sleep helps too. Deep, real sleep clears out waste from your brain, literally washing it clean so it can stay sharp. And if something feels off, don't wait. Talk to your doctor. Get assessed. There's strength in seeking clarity. 5. Don't let sugar steal your strength. It's easy to shrug off that extra cookie, to tell yourself it's just a treat, just a little reward. But over time, those tiny indulgences can add up to something much heavier. Type 2 diabetes. And after 70, this disease doesn't just drain your energy, it can reshape your whole life. Type 2 diabetes isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. It happens when your body no longer responds well to insulin, the hormone that manages your blood sugar. Your cells resist it. Your pancreas overworks itself, and slowly your blood sugar creeps higher and higher, damaging your nerves, your blood vessels, your organs. You might not even notice at first. Maybe your vision gets blurry, maybe your feet feel numb, maybe your wounds take longer to heal. But once it's here, diabetes doesn't rest. It brings complications, heart problems, kidney failure, infections. It can make everyday activities harder, and it doesn't care how young you feel inside. Still, you have control, more than you think. Eating better is a powerful first step. Less processed sugar, more fiber, more real food. Lean proteins, whole grains, healthy fats. Even small changes can make your body work better. Movement matters too. Walking after meals, stretching in the morning. Anything that gets your muscles going helps your body use sugar more efficiently. And regular checkups, don't skip them. Test your blood sugar. Know your numbers. You fought through too much to let sugar wear you down. You deserve mornings that feel steady, days that aren't ruled by fatigue or fear. You still have strength in you, real, lasting strength. Don't give it away without a fight. 4. Breathe like your life depends on it, because it does. You take thousands of breaths every single day without thinking. That quiet inhale, that gentle exhale, it's easy to take for granted. But after 70, breathing becomes something you notice more. Climbing stairs leaves you winded. Laughter turns into coughing. Sleeping through the night feels harder. Your lungs, once full and flexible, begin to stiffen. And if you're not paying attention, respiratory conditions can slowly take away your ease, your movement, your freedom. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, pneumonia, even long-term asthma, they don't just arrive overnight. They build. They take root in tired lungs and weakened immune systems. They feed on air that's not fresh, on years of exposure to smoke, dust, or pollution. And when they settle in, they make every breath feel like effort. But here's what matters. You're not powerless. Avoiding smoke, firsthand and secondhand, is one of the biggest gifts you can give your lungs. If you ever smoked, even decades ago, now is the time to give your lungs everything they need to repair. Stay active. Even slow walks help clear out your airways and keep your chest strong. Use fans, open windows, clean the filters in your home. Get your flu shot. Say yes to the pneumonia vaccine. These small actions build a wall between you and serious illness. And don't ignore the signs. If you're coughing often, wheezing, or waking up breathless, tell your doctor. Don't assume it's just aging. Sometimes it's something treatable. 3. Bones don't ask for attention until they break. You don't see your bones, but they see everything. They carry every step, every lift, every twist, and for decades they've done it silently. But after 70, they start to speak, sometimes softly with a little ache, sometimes loudly, with a sudden fall that changes everything. Osteoporosis doesn't knock on the door. It sneaks in. It makes bones brittle, especially in the hips, spine, and wrists. And one bad fall can turn into months of pain, hospital stays, even loss of independence. All because your bones were asking for help and you didn't hear them soon enough. You don't have to wait. Eat more calcium, get your vitamin D, stand taller, walk more. Do exercises that make your body feel strong again. Every stretch, every step, each one builds the scaffolding inside you stronger. And balance? That's the other key. Trip less, steady yourself, fix the rug, use the rail, wear the shoes that grip. Because one small misstep isn't just a bruise anymore, it's a fork in the road. One way leads to healing. The other, a quiet kind of loss. 2. When the world starts to fade, don't disappear with it. You notice it first in small ways. You ask people to repeat themselves. You squint at the headlines. You miss the doorbell. You turn the volume up one more notch. It's slow, almost gentle, how the world starts to fade. But if you don't act, it keeps fading. Hearing and vision loss aren't just annoyances. They're isolators. They create space between you and the world, between you and the people you love. When you can't hear the punchline or see the expression on someone's face, you start to pull back, not because you want to, but because it's easier. That's how loneliness begins. And loneliness? That's a silent health risk too. But this can be changed. Eye exams, hearing tests, new glasses, hearing aids, they aren't signs of weakness. They're bridges, tools that bring you back into the conversations, the stories, the laughter. Don't shrug it off. Don't pretend it's not there. The world wants you in it fully. It wants your eyes wide open, your ears tuned to the sound of your grandchildren, the birds outside your window, your favorite song on the radio. You're not meant to fade away. You're meant to be seen, to be heard. So take the steps before the silence becomes permanent. 1. Guard your peace. Like it's a vital sign. You've seen a lot by now. Faces you loved, voices you lost, years that gave and took, and with all that living comes something nobody talks about enough: emotional weight. It sits in the corners of your thoughts, pressing down quietly. Loneliness, sadness, the ache of too much silence. Mental health in your 70s isn't about being weak. It's about being human. Grief visits more often. Friends pass. Your circle shrinks. You look around and sometimes wonder if anyone really sees you anymore. That ache, it can turn into depression, into anxiety, into a kind of inner fading that wears you down. But here's the truth. Your mind needs tending just like your body. And joy isn't a luxury, it's part of your health. Talk to someone. Reach out, even when it's hard. Let people in, join a group, take up a hobby, sing badly, laugh loudly, find reasons to wake up and want to move toward the day. Don't keep the pain inside just because you think you should be stronger than this. You are strong, but even strong people need warmth, need comfort, need someone to say, "I'm here too." And if you've lost someone recently or feel forgotten, let that pain be a reason to reach, not retreat. The world isn't done with you. There are still stories left, still conversations to have, still days where the sun feels good on your back and someone says your name with love. Guard your peace, feed your joy, because your emotional well-being, that's not extra, that's essential. What happens when you listen to the quiet warnings? These 7 risks don't scream, they don't knock loudly, they slip in softly, through forgetfulness, through silence, through another skipped appointment. But ignoring them doesn't make them go away. It only makes them stronger. The truth is, your life still holds so much. A single walk, a shared laugh, a night with deep sleep, a fresh plate of food. These moments are more than small joys. They're medicine, they're protection. They're what health looks like when you treat it like something sacred. The body may change, but you can still honor it. The mind may slow, but you can still stretch it. The heart may tire, but you can still listen to it beat and say, "I want more." And you can have more. You just have to notice the small signs, the quiet aches, the skipped breath, and choose to care, to act, to protect the life you've worked this hard to keep. Hit like if any of this landed in your heart. Share it with someone who needs a reminder that life after 70 still holds strength, purpose, and choice, and subscribe for more.